All right, all right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this early morning, well, not necessarily crypto talk, but Saturday morning ILCA presentation. My name is Brandon Ivey from Los Angeles, California. Go ahead and type your name in the chat box and where you're listening in from as a disclaimer. I am not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I share information for educational, training, and entertainment purposes only, and it is up to you to make your own informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. We are streaming live on Facebook and all of our Facebook groups. This is our Saturday open call, so everybody is invited. This is a chance for you to see what ILCA is all about, what new messages we may have that we're focusing on for the day, and a little sneak peek at what we do in our inner circle that we have morning sessions Monday through Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. So welcome, welcome. This is November 1st. That we're starting a brand new month. You guys are recovering from Halloween last night. So if you still have young ones, I know you had some fun out there. I miss those days. My youngest is too old to be doing trick or treating, and I used to couldn't wait for him to go to sleep and snatch out half his candy. He didn't even realize it. But I hope you guys had fun with your kids and grandkids last night. And today is the beginning of I would say, how can I put this in words? Because I have more of a feeling. Something I don't talk about much at all is I have certain gifts of sight and discernment and forecasting. And I believe that over the next 12 months, the world as we know it is going to be radically different. I can't exactly tell you how and when. I can point to certain areas. I just know over the next 12 months, we're all going to be experiencing and seeing things that we've never seen in our lifetime. And one thing Jim Rohn always talks about is you cannot control the things that happen to you in your life, but you can control how you respond and prepare for things that happen to you. And that makes the difference. It separates you from everybody else. So one of the things that where our focus is with ILCA is preparing for 2026. I do not wait till January 1st to do my New Year's resolution. I do my New Year's resolution October 1st, and then I take the last 3 months of the year getting everything, the foundation ready. So when January 1st comes in, I'm sprinting into the new year and I'm not just starting on the starting block for the new year. One thing, if you guys have been following or listening to me for years now, some of you maybe over a decade, we have seen a pattern to things. Even on at the end of December, when you're making your New Year's resolutions about what you want, where you want to be over the new year, and you're ready to say, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to make some more money, maybe get a better job, maybe take advantage of other opportunities or fix relationships, and you have a goal on where you want to be by the end of the year. One thing that I can point back to is probably the last 7 years. We never ended the year how we thought it was going to end when we started the year. The only thing that has been a constant over the last almost 4 years now is ILCA. I know ILCA is still going to be there at the end of the year because this is a business that I control. It's my company. It's our community. And if you have the right, if you see where my mindset is with this, there is no running off with all the money, doing a rug pull, betraying all the people. This is a movement that we're creating here that's only picking up speed as we go. So I say that to say, even though you can be prepared for 2026, you want to be open for the changes that are going to come that you don't see, that are not on your radar screen, being able to make the adjustments, call the audibles, being open to new things that can happen in your life next year that's going to get you to where you want to go. Your success is not a straight line journey. There are always going to be obstacles and courses and left and right turns and all of that. So I want to share with you guys a little bit about the mission of our new Ivy League Coaching Academy for 2026, where the goal, short-term goal, I want to help at least 100 people to be able to earn a full-time income, meaning not have to work a 9 to 5 job, become financially independent. The topic of this today was that our goal is not to create 1,000 millionaires, 5,000 millionaires, 500 millionaires. That's not the goal. That is maybe a destination of what you want your bank account to look like. But we're going to be talking about lifestyle. We want to talk about financial independence. Those two are not the same thing. If you do not know the difference between becoming a millionaire and financial independence, type me in the chat box. And it's okay because 90% of Americans don't know the difference. So if you don't type me in the chat box, I know you're lying or you just don't want to put yourself out there. Most people do not know the difference between your goal of becoming a millionaire or your goal of financial independence. I achieved financial independence before I was a millionaire. I've been on the millionaire side and not had financial independence. See, when you have a 9 to 5 mentality, only thing you know is that I'm trading my time for hours. I mean my time, which is hours for money. And if I'm making 50,000 a year, 75,000 a year, and you're saying to yourself, I want more money. And you think, how am I going to get more money to become a millionaire? Are there any jobs in America that you know of that is going to allow you to be a millionaire by working that 9 to 5 job? Or is there something else that needs to be done? That first, you need to identify that. I remember, I thought it was a hilarious statement, but great insight of a child. Pasha Carter, when her daughter was going to college her freshman year, she made a post where her daughter was looking at which profession does she want to study in college to be a professional. But the goal is she wants to be a millionaire. And so she's looking at the course syllabus and then looking at if I go this route, what is the income opportunity for that profession once I graduate from college? And she was perplexed. So she called her mom and said, which one of these is going to make me a millionaire? Because I don't see it on this list. Now, realizing most millionaires and billionaires never went to college. That's not how you become rich. So, your job, there's no job out there that's going to allow that to happen for you, which means you're going to have a mental shift to find other ways to position yourself to have those resources. Here's the second thing, too. Most people don't know what it looks like to be a millionaire. The only thing you see is celebrities on TV, entertainers. You hear the contracts that they're getting for their being a professional athlete or an artist, and that's all you know. There's far more other ways to get to that goal that has nothing to do with that type of talent. You also don't know that millionaires that you may know in your circle are not financially independent. So what? You talking about Brandon? They're a millionaire. Really? Let's take Stephen A. Smith as an example. Anybody heard of Stephen A. Smith? He's the loudmouth sportscaster. Got $100 million contract. If he does not work, he does not get that $100 million. He's up at 3:34 a.m. He's working all day and night. He's putting in 65 hours a week. He's working a job. He has $100 million, but he's not waking up when he's finished sleeping. There's a difference. ILCA is about putting you in a position first to claim your freedom. My Freedom Day was July 13th, 2012. Freedom Day meant I had enough resources. I didn't need to be a millionaire. I had enough resources to break free of my bondage, of my chains, of a boss, of a job, of a calendar that told me where I had to be between Monday and Friday from 8 to 5. I had ultimate freedom, the ability to wake up when I'm finished sleeping, to be able to pay all of my bills without having to go to a job. Go on vacation for a month if I wanted to. That's financial independence. Now, what ends up happening with people who do get financial, if their focus is getting on that financial independence, they end up eventually becoming millionaires. Okay. But you also reach a level of where you're comfortable at. I remember Dave Chappelle shared the story of when he was mulling over whether or not, in his words, I was going to sell my soul for that $60 million contract. He's already a millionaire. And he said he was with his wife at one of the most expensive restaurants in New York. And he looked across the restaurant and there was a billionaire sitting at the table with his wife. And on the menu, they both can order this. He said, I could buy whatever that man's buying to eat. I can travel wherever that man travels. Maybe the difference is the size of our yachts or the size of our plane. But I can still do everything that man, he's a billionaire. So I'm comfortable. At some point, it's just the number that just keeps getting bigger that you're hoarding as far as this wealth. You have enough resources to do everything you need to do for yourself and your family and for security. So instead of your goal focusing on, I want to be a millionaire, your goal should be, what type of quality of life do I want to live? What does my life look like if money was no longer an issue? That I can travel wherever I want to go, I can buy whatever I want to go, I can do whatever I need to do. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to have $1 million in the bank or more. I'm carving out a space that separates us as the coaching academy from everybody else out there who calls themselves coaches. I'm also practicing on you guys because I'm going to be giving a similar speech next week in New Orleans at the Pinnacle event with DeMond Crump. So the Coaching Academy is set up to get you from where you've been learning in 9 to 5 job mentality. That's the only way you know to make money, but you know you want more out of life. You just don't know where to get started. It's for that person. And not just to talk about it, but put you in the river of money, put you in a position to start to take action and see results in a step-by-step basis. Not, I'm broke, now let's go be a millionaire. How about I'm broke, now let's make some little extra money to pay the bills. Now I have some money to pay the bills. Let's make a little bit more money that can cover my medical and my kids going to school and buy extra clothes and not have to use my credit cards to buy basic things. And then let's make enough money that my money is now covering my rent or my mortgage. Let's make enough money that after all my bills are paid, now I have an extra $10,000 in the bank. Let's make enough money that after all my bills are paid, I now have an extra $50,000 in the bank. What do I do with those extra resources outside of let me go spend it and splurge on myself? How do I make that work for me? How do I get to a point where that money is now my source of income because I'm living off the interest of it or the investments from it? And then continue to diversify and add another stream of income and another stream of income. And now you don't have a boss. You don't have a 9 to 5 chain on you. Your time is your own, and you're getting educated at the same time. You're shifting your mindset on how you see things and how you view what money actually is. This is what ILCA, the Coaching Academy, is about. We're not just talking about it, but we're going to use our education to put you in a position in an industry where there is unlimited wealth being generated. It is the digital finance industry. You're going to start to see a shift as well. Ivy League Crypto Academy got here, but that's evolving. The Crypto Academy is the word crypto is actually limiting, as those of you in the inner circle have been seeing. The word is digital finance, the digital economy. That's the big word. That's the $867 trillion that's on the move. That is where the greatest wealth transfer in the history of mankind is taking place, and all of us have the opportunity to be involved. It's just people don't know where to begin. We're going to be that entry level for you to begin, for you to be able to walk through, learn the skills necessary, have the confidence of making a little bit of money and then turning that into a lot of money. We're going to show you how to be in a position to brand yourself, to be your own business, to have your own LLC, to have your own business bank account, to be able to get business funding for your business, to use that business funding to invest in your business by making more money, other people's money. This is what the wealthy people do. And then get to a point where your money is your employee. You're living off your investments, like this book, The Cash Flow Quadrant. EBSI. Most people are in the E quadrant. You decide, oh, I want better life. Let me go network marketing. Then you're in the S quadrant, self-employed, but you're still kind of employed because you're a contractor. Then you get to the B quadrant. I want to be my own boss. In the B quadrant, when you own your own business and company, you're actually working a lot harder for less money. It's just you're in control. You guys don't realize that. I think when I was showing Marnita about on the business side of things, that no matter how much money a business makes, how you break down where that money actually goes. That money doesn't go straight to the owner. There's operating costs, there's taxes, there's all this and that, there's employees, there's expenses, and then you get what's left over. Most people don't realize that. And then you want to move from that B quadrant to the I quadrant. And when you're in the I quadrant, the B quadrant becomes easier. And here's what I mean. If your money is really coming from your investments and the interest on your real money, now you're running your business for the pleasure of it because it might be your passion. You're not running the business because your goal is to try to make as much money as possible. Your goal is to help as many people as possible with the services that you want to offer. By default, you end up making a lot of money rather than being stressed trying to run your business just because you got to pay the bills next month. If you understand that difference, type me in the chat box. It's a big difference. It goes back to once a year when I do the secret, and at the end I tell you guys to ask yourself this question: what would you do with your life if money wasn't an issue? What is your passion? What is your God-given talent? You're doing it because you love to do it, not because you have to do it. Well, you need to have resources that will allow you to do that way because most people don't like the job they're on, yet they get up at the crack of dawn on Monday morning because they have to, because that job pays their bills, not because they love the job. And that's most people. There's always, Brandon, I love my job. Great. We need people working jobs to service us that don't have a job. You may love it. That's fantastic. And you found your corner. You found your piece. Quality of life is not about the amount of money in your bank account. However, the amount of money in your bank account can really make the quality of your life so much bigger. So no, we are not shying away from not wanting to make a lot of money. We are taking steps to this. So ILCA, one, is going to educate you in where the new digital finance river of money is going. Two, is going to show you how to become a brand of your own and your own business with your own LLC, but put you in a completely different tax bracket. Get yourself business funding using our river of money opportunities to allow yourself to be in position to be able to earn more money off the money that you received. Those of you in the MoveQuest community, you're seeing what's going on with that. The token's what, over $19 now? Now you take that money and you flip it. You let it work for you. The great thing about on that project is you don't have to recruit to make money. You don't have to sell a product to make money. In fact, that goes for all of our opportunities. The River of Money groups. You do not need to recruit to make money. You do not need to sell a product to make money. And we have three different core things going on. One, investing in the crypto side. Two, we've got a robo scalper that is allowing trading to happen independent of us. And third, the ability to be in the real estate side of things. And we only speak of these in our river of money. You will not see me publicly advertising, saying the names, and publicly trying to get people to sign up and join in any of these things because we really don't need you. We're teaching you how to be positioned. So far, our community has now on the business funding side, 270, over $440,000 worth of business funding in the last 3 months. Now, what we do with that money, that's up to you as far as making it work for you. And we're just getting started. We also allow for those of you who say, Brandon, I already have a brand. I already have a company. I already have a community. How would you like to become a partner of ILCA? Because you can white label all of our courses and put that in front of your community. And not only can you white label, you can sell it at a cheaper price than I sell it myself. And we split the difference. You can become a six-figure a year earner just selling ILCA to your community and never bringing them over here. You keep your community. Now you're adding value. Because if what I'm saying resonates with you, then don't you think the people in your community should be positioned as well? Or what path do you have them on? Are you still just putting in front of them a company, an opportunity, and say, if we sell this product, y'all, we gonna get rich? And it's somebody else's brand and somebody else's name, and you're hoping that the owners of those companies keep things in order, don't rug pull you, don't decide to sell the company out or its affiliates out, cut the affiliate side and keep all the customers you brought to the table. I'm beyond that anymore. I'm no longer an affiliate or a rep for anybody. I don't trust them. Okay. They've let us down time and time and time and time again. I don't care any new flavor of the month. We all know how they end because they all end the same way. Instead, put the power in your own hands to be like Catherine, a walking ATM machine. To be positioned like Chris, Samantha, Rhoda, Tammy, soon to be Leonard, to have that passive income coming in, whether you get out of bed or not. That's what ILCA and the Coaching Academy is all about. And put down on your calendar, October 20th. October 20th, when we get back from New Orleans next week, I'm going to be heavily promoting and talking about and getting ready. Did I say October 20th? I'm sorry, March 20th, 2026. We got to change this date. We moved the date. It's March 20th, 2026. ILCA Inland Empire Impact Event. Some people can do things on Zoom. Other people love live events. This is going to be ILCA's big event, and it's not going to be a crypto event. I call it financial help is on the way because in 2026, there's only going to be two types of people. It's either going to be your best financial business year, or it's going to be your most difficult, struggling financial year in 2026. It's 2026 is going to get crazy. For us Americans, we're going to see things and experience things that we've read in history books that we never thought we'd ever see in our lifetime. We're going to see next year. At the same time, there's going to be an unprecedented amount of opportunity for us to take advantage of. One big thing is going to be a complete AI revolution that's going to be happening next year. You're going to see AI go to heights you never even thought before. And then the next 5 years, it's a completely game changer. But we're going to be putting on a big event, so put this down on your calendar. We will be releasing this site soon that you can pre-register for this. And no, this is not going to be free. So just be prepared. It's also not going to be expensive. All right. Everybody will be able to afford this. Not going to be a problem. But this is going to be next year. But when we get back from New Orleans, we'll be talking about this heavily. What I want to do now is I want to shift gears and give you an example of the community side of what we do. And the community side is Monday through Thursday. In the mornings, we do early morning crypto talk, which is actually going to be more than just crypto talks. Next year, I haven't broken this down exactly, but there will be some changes to how our crypto talk is done, where certain days will be dedicated to certain things because we can't cover everything in that 45 minutes to 1 hour period of time. It is impossible. So we'll have different days that is specific for certain things that we'll be doing because we'll also be having the coaching academy as well. But I'm going to give you a sneak peek at kind of what we do. So the first thing that we do is, before I move on, how to join our community, especially if you're looking at us for the first time. How do you join our community? Well, if you get back to the person who invited you first, and they will have an affiliate link because yes, we pay affiliate income as well. One thing I love doing back in the day, I love being on leaderboards. I love being recognized by a company for how great I am in building my business and building my team and that company recognition and getting that fat paycheck and all that kind of stuff. Commissions. Today, I love paying commissions. I love writing you guys checks. That lets me know we created something from nothing and we're helping to put food on somebody else's table. Now, how much food can I put on my table? How many people can I help put food on their table? It's very, very satisfying. So I don't, when it comes time to pay commissions, I'm there, oh man, I got to pay commissions? No, I love that. I love that feeling. Be a giver more than a taker. That's going to be another lesson in the coaching academy. Make sure I put that down. But be a giver more than a taker, and you will be able to get everything that you want if you have that mentality. Give of yourself, your time, your money, your energy into other people. Not what can that person do for me? How much money can that person make me? It's a mentality switch. All right. So the first thing that we do is one, we need to know what's going on in the world. You cannot have your head in the sand, nor can you only be exposed to one bubble of information. because that's what you believe and that's what you think is right, and everything else is evil if it's not what I agree with or believe with. If you have that mentality, you're going to lose. You're going to lose eventually. So know what's going on, especially with something you don't agree with. So I love a source when we talk about geopolitics called ground dot news. Ground dot news. What is today? Let me refresh this. This is a media source that pulls up all headlines around the world. And then it breaks down the algorithms to show which media is covering what. So here in America, there's three types of media. You have the right media, everything on the right, and then you have the left media, everything that covers, left policies. And then you have the center, those three medias. So since we are in the age of the internet, where it's not like the old school Walter Cronkite that every single American, when you turn on the news, you got the same exact news, that attempted to be as unbiased as possible. It's left up for you to make your own decision. Today, the news has turned more into political pundits. It's turned into more opinion-based news and not actually news itself. And I have the receipts because Fox News was sued, and they even said we are not actually news. These are pundits sharing their opinions, opinionated news. And with that, that means every single person now has the ability to only go to news sources they agree with. That means they are not getting all the other news that's going on out there. So I like this because it shows the news. For example, on the right now, disproportionately being covered on right-wing media, JD Vance dresses as meme of himself in a Halloween post. Okay. The left's not covering that, the center's not covering that, but the right is. On the left, and it's more mixed here, 54% left, 43% right, barely nothing on the right. I mean, on the center, 43% center. Debate over energy costs fuels clear divide in New Jersey and Virginia governor races. Now, these are the top two most biased headlines. The right's talking about J.D. Vance and Halloween, and the left is talking about debating over energy costs and fuels. Top here, U.S. judge blocks Trump administration from suspending food aid benefits. Right-wing media ain't covering that. November 1st today, like I said, is the turning point. All the SNAP benefits, also the open enrollment for healthcare. Americans are about to find out, the FAFO moment over the next 30 days. The left is covering this 32%. The center's covering it the most, 55%. Obama looks to dial up dim enthusiasm ahead of Tuesday's elections. Mostly the left's, 48%, the center's covering that the most. U.S. urges ASEAN to be firm in countering China in the South China Sea. The president was visiting Japan and South Korea, and so that's going to be in the news, but the center's covering it the most. From the subway to social media, New York City mayoral candidate makes their closing arguments to voters. Center's covering that the most. The right's not covering it at all outside of Mamdani is the new Saddam Hussein or Osama bin Laden. 6 tech billionaires cross. Wow. 6 tech billionaires cross $200 billion in wealth. What industry are they in? Tech. Tech. That should tell you something. Berkshire's operating earnings jumped 34%. Buffett buys back no stock and raises cash hoard to 381 billion. The center's covering that the most. Trump efforts to help U.S. coal undercut by export drop during the trade war. The right's not covering it. If there's anything that might be controversial against Donald Trump, the right is never going to cover that. If there's anything that's controversial, the left is overwhelmingly going to cover that, and vice versa. Whoa. My son was talking about this to me yesterday. Trump administration reportedly planning strikes on Venezuelan military. Last night, the U.S. froze what did he say it? Airspace over Venezuela. That happened last night. Now, we're moving one of our biggest fleets, aircraft carrier fleets from the Mediterranean to Venezuela, the Caribbean. It's going to take 2 weeks for it to get there. So I don't know, will Trump wait until that aircraft carrier gets there to start doing his strikes, or will he begin it now? I don't know. But this is ramping up right now. We got to watch within. Why am I covering any of this, you may ask? Brandon, what the hell does all this stuff, this politics stuff have to do with crypto? The fact that you asked that question, you definitely need to be educated in this space. Because all of this is going to impact the financial markets around the world. One tweet from Donald Trump can cause the stock market to crash or go up, can cause the crypto market to go down or up. So for those, I'm not really political, you need to be aware. I'm not asking you to choose a side. That's one thing that we attempt to do to our best ability in ILCA, because we respect the fact that two of the most polarizing issues is religion and politics for people. I am not here to force my politics or religion on anybody. I just want to know the facts so I know how to move and make financial decisions based on that information, not prove one side right or wrong. I hope that makes sense. Now let's go to what's the stock market doing, the traditional markets. Let's see, refresh. No, it wasn't Venezuela. No, no, El Salvador. That's the country that ICE was sending the El Salvador prisons. All right, U.S. markets. So on Friday, the Dow closed up 40 points, S&P 500 17, Nasdaq 143. This is actually good to close the week out. Europe is all in the red. Asia mostly in the red, except wow, the Nikkei went up 2%. That's a big number to jump up. And I think this might be on news that there is going to be a trade deal solidified with the U.S. and China. Also, the Senate passed legislation to overturn Trump's tariffs. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to happen because the House also has to ratify, but the Senate has voted. The Senate Republicans went against Trump the last Thursday and Friday, and that's not covered too much on the right-wing media, but that did happen. All right. And then we look at what are the crypto markets doing today? Now, the traditional markets are only Monday through Friday. Traditional markets are, I mean, the crypto market is 24/7. All right. Let's refresh again, make sure we got the right numbers. Okay, the crypto market is up 0.1% in the last 24 hours, kind of flat. Bitcoin dominance, whoa, is getting closer to 58%. Ethereum's at 12.4. So since this is Saturday, we're going to look at week to week because we're public from last week. So we've got Figure HELOC's top gainer. Zeke Dash and Zcash is why is Dash up 49%? Is this the Dash I know or is something new that's doing a play on this? Ah, this isn't the original Max. This is something new. Okay. All right. Zcash is up 9.2. Bitcoin's at 110,000, down 1.5% over the past week. Ethereum is down 1.5% the past week. BNB's down 1.9. Ripple's down 3.8. Solana's down 3.9. Doge is down 5.2. Cardano's down 6.4. Figure HELOC though is up. This is the outlier. So whenever I read these charts, I'm always looking for the outlier. What is off in this picture? This here. This sucker's up 110% on the week. Chainlink is down. Hype is up. Bitcoin Cash is up over 8.3. HBAR. Zcash is way up 56% on the week. Whitebit, Monero, Toncoin is up 6.4. Chronos is down 4.2. Oh, here's another up. Bittensoar is up 28.5% on the week. Best performers on the week. Figure HELOC, Zcash, Trump, 32.5% up. That means where's Melania? Melania should be up too. Bittensoar, Pi Network, Hedera, White Bitcoin, Pump, Internet Computer, Bitcoin Cash, Toncoin, M. We missed this in Diamond class. I should have traded on this last Wednesday. Hype, Monero, World Liberty Financial. I'm seeing some new USDs that I did not see before. Here's a new USD stablecoin. Syrup USDC. Okay, that is new on the scene. And I said in our crypto talk, you're going to start seeing an explosion of new stablecoins popping up. BlackRock. I saw on my MetaMask wallet, BlackRock popped up in there. The stablecoin. I thought that was interesting, which means they're closer to making a move. Still, they have done no trading on this stablecoin, yet it's worth 2.8 billion. They're building for something. They're getting ready. But look at all these stablecoins. Back in the day, there was only two, two real ones, USDT and USDC. Now, I mean, here's Trump's coin. USD1. He's going to make so much money off of this. That and World Liberty Financial, they're already up $3 billion in less than a year. All right. Now it's best performers, worst performers. Provenance Blockchain Hash, down 17.9. Gate, OKB, Ethena, Story, Mantle, Aster, Pepe, Flare, Cardano, VeChain, Stellar. Okay. What's the MoveQuest token looking like? Whoa. Marnita, weren't we just talking about this yesterday? $20.87. It is up 21% over the last 24 hours. And yes, for the first time, I did my submission with the booster, and I see the difference. And that makes a big difference in our strategy as well. Remember, I had one goal with this in our private group, inner circle group, how to make $2,500 to $5,000 a month from your MQT. So yeah, that makes a difference. So now going from five MQT every 10 days to 10 per device. Is that about right, CJ, with the boost? Going from 5 MQT to 10? So 10 at this price. So let's say, I'm going to dream mode just a second. This is for you inner circle people. You had 4 devices, right? 4 devices times 10. That's 40 MQT every 10 days. For the month times 3, that's 120 MQT for the month. Times $20.86, that's $2,500. It'll cost you about what, I think it's emissions per day. $7.48 a day times 30. Let's do 30. $224 a month in submissions. Again, CJ, you might go to guy. Is that about right? Per device? I thought it was a little less than that. Catherine's got it, yeah. All right. Times four. So you've paid $897 in submissions. So we subtract that from 2503. You're $1,600 in profit. You guys see what where I'm going with this? At this price. So our game plan is almost back on. I think we'd really like to see probably a $25 price. But it's in profit zone again. All right. The next key is by November 14th will be the first 30 days since the new algorithm was put in place, and we'll see what this is. But 2.5 weeks ago, the price was $3.50, and now it's $20.90. You think we're going to hit $25 by tomorrow? Really? If it hits $25 by tomorrow, then where do you see it by November 14th? Where do you think that price is going to be? You want to give a calculation? 30? I'm watching this too, the liquidity, as the liquidity is starting to climb, because I already know it should be closer to 2 million that's available. But her strategy, I gotta give it to her. It is working. I had doubts, but math is math. When you squeeze the supply, you have less people you don't have as many people with enough coins to sell on a daily basis. So any sales that you see over 10, 15 MQT is MQT people already held. Anything but like this one, 55 MQT, they already had that. They didn't just mine it in the last week or so. So I'm looking at these numbers of sales. This is pretty low. Should be what it is. Oh, look at this. One person sold 100 MQT for $1,900. Now this go back. Inner Circle, it was about 2 weeks ago. And we saw somebody sold like 2,400 MQT at the $3 range. I was like, are you crazy? Now let's just do that math. This is what they sold, about 2,500 MQT at it was like 380. That's $9,500. You might think to yourself, hey, that's pretty good, right? $9,500 from just doing your physical activity. But if they held 2 more weeks, the same 2,500 MQT times today's price, I see it going up now, $20.92. That's $52,000. You see the difference? Wow. All right. I'm not gonna read all of this, but we're gonna give some highlights on in the crypto news, what's popping up. Stablecoin usage patterns reveal east-west divide in blockchain adoption. A recent study by Electric Capital reveals that while stablecoin usage is global, the Americans lead in stablecoin activity compared to more populous regions. I'm not surprised by that at all, because when I did the CDC course last year, when I was creating it, I was looking at the globe. Almost every single country was already in development of the CBDC. Only the United States, because of political reasons, demonized CBDC on the Republican side and tried to ban it and make it illegal. Therefore, all American businesses, the banks, the tech guys, the companies, they shifted from the idea of a CBDC to stablecoin. The rest of the world did not make that shift. They're reacting. So America is taking the lead on this whole stablecoin deal, especially when Donald Trump signed that executive order back in February, stating that actually it was supposed to have happened in September, but we got a government shutdown. We got a whole lot going on that every federal worker, all federal contracts You guys did hear that Elon Musk has gotten a new $20 billion contract from the US government? How'd that happen? Anyways, all of it needs to be transacted in digital currency. He signed the executive order, which means government workers are going to be getting paid in digital currency. The question is, which one? It's going to be a stable coin. Which one? That's still my biggest. And we're seeing Ripple, we're seeing Coinbase, we're seeing PayPal, we're seeing BlackRock, we're seeing JP Morgan. Even Trump himself has USD1, all getting themselves positioned. BlackRock, too, to see which stablecoin is the United States government going to choose. And it's going to be backed by the dollar. All right, let's see. Wallet size and user activity patterns. Yeah, yeah. USDT. Where is stablecoin activity highest? The Americas lead in stablecoin usage despite smaller population size. All right. The other topic we've got is Australian police cracks crypto. What do you mean cracks crypto wallets? Recovers over $7 million in illicit digital assets. Australian Federal Police Commissioner announced that an agency data scientist successfully cracked two password protected crypto wallets. How? Recover. Okay, I do want to read this one. Recovering millions in digital assets linked to organized crime. The AFP said that one of the agency's data scientists has successfully cracked the password protected crypto. Okay, how? They believe the wallet contained proceeds from the sale of a tech-type product to criminal networks worldwide. After the suspect, facing a potential 10-year prison sentence, refused to disclose the password, AFP tasked its scientists to find ways of unlocking the wallet. Okay, I hope this article, and I hate when they do this, tell us what wallet was being used and how they hacked it. We knew if we could open the crypto wallet and if the alleged offender was sentenced, upon release, he would leave prison a multimillionaire, all from the profits of organized crime. To prevent that outcome, the AFP's incredibly talented data scientists analyzed the number sequences for clues. A breakthrough came when one scientist removed the first digit from the sequence, ultimately decoding a valid 24-word recovery seed phrase. Okay, now I'm concerned. A 12-word recovery seed phrase would take quantum computing like 100 years to break, let alone a 24-word recovery seed phrase. In another case, the scientists used a different method that led to the recovery of 1.96 million in digital assets. This is concerning. You removed one digit from the sequence and cracked a 24-word recovery seed phrase? Let me ask Google's AI real quick. Let me ask this question. How long would it take to crack a 24-word seed phrase seed phrase in crypto wallets? I want to see what this thing says here. It would take an astronomical amount of time, far longer than the age of the universe, to crack a 24-word seed phrase using current or foreseeable technology. And then it breaks it down in detail. Let's just bring that down to most people have a 12-word seed phrase. It is practically impossible to crack a 12-word crypto seed phrase using brute force with current or foreseeable technology. The time required would be many trillions of years, far longer than the age of the universe. So I'm calling bullshit on this. I need to hear this from some other sources. They had to have had something. You just can't, oh yeah, a smart tech guy, changed one digit and was able to crack a 24 word. Something doesn't sound right with this. I'm calling BS. Not the fact that they were able to get in. I'm calling BS onto how. Okay. That's all I'm saying. I question everything, just like when Quadriga CX went down and they said, oh, well, the guy, he died in India and they didn't report it for a whole month later. I call BS on that. I think dude was still alive. Ran off with the money. All right. This doesn't seem right, but if you guys keep an eye out on any story about this, this should be the biggest story in crypto that somebody was able or an agency was able to crack a 12-word seed phrase. That's a big deal. Okay, I don't believe it. I don't believe the story. Nevada regulators freeze crypto custodians' activities after discovering $11 million shortfall. Nevada's Financial Institutions Division dropped the hammer on Fortress Trust, the crypto custodian based in the Silver State, after discovering an $11 million hole in clients' funds, according to a regulatory enforcement filing unearthed by DL News. Really? Okay, anything else off this headline? Nevada regulators ordered Fortress Trust to cease all operations after uncovering an $11 million shortfall for clients. I'm not familiar with Fortress Trust. Have any of you heard of that one before? Fortress Trust? I'm not familiar with that. Okay. Peter Schiff argues that Bitcoin is fool's gold, not the real thing. Anybody believe in this? This fool's been saying this since Bitcoin was at like $200 a coin. $110,000 a coin, and he's still saying the same doggone thing. It's not the real thing. The only reason he's saying this is because we learned in Crypto Talk that he's launching his own crypto token backed by gold. Okay, so now he's got to shit all over crypto again. That's the only reason. Yesterday, the Fed cut interest rates and ended QT. As a result of this mistake, today gold rolls over $90, closing above 4K. In sharp contrast, Bitcoin tanked over 3%. You want to go there, Peter Schiff? You're calling that 3% tank that is still at $107,000? I don't have that video in front of me, but I could play that gold video again. You put $1,000 or $100 on Bitcoin, or $100 on, or no, $1,000 on Bitcoin, $1,000 on gold 10 years ago. What is it looking like today? This is a clown. Gold prices bounced back. Okay, yeah, nothing else. He's clickbaiting there. This is the last one. Let's see. Bitcoin begins recovery as Besant confirms U.S.-China trade deal will be signed next week. This dude bothers the hell out of me. Not his politics, his aura. He's just got that smug, I live in a pink Barbie house, I'm better than you type attitude about him. Anyways, the cryptocurrency posted modest gains after slipping below 107K yesterday, triggering roughly 400 million in liquidations. Okay, Bitcoin rises as Treasury Secretary confirms timing of, oh, US-China trade pact. US-China trade pact. Let me look at this picture here. I see so much in this photo. I'll keep to myself. I see a lot in this. A trade war erupted when China suddenly imposed export controls on rare earth minerals at the beginning of the month. The East Asian nation claims it was merely retaliating after the U.S. jacked up tariffs on and fees on incoming Chinese maritime vessels. The resulting tensions triggered a market sell-off, causing the largest liquidation in crypto history. Uh, Overview of the market metrics. Yeah, yeah. So if any of you had tethered your Bitcoin, you might want to get back into Bitcoin now. If this news hits that there is going to be a deal next week, you're going to see the markets go up. So you can make a quick buck off of that. On the flip side, I see this here. If the deal stalls, volatility return, we can see crypto go down. Or if Trump, I mean, if he does something, what's the word I want to use? Spur, not sporadic. Yeah, maybe sporadic. He just off the cuff, 2 o'clock in the morning, does a tweet. The markets will move. So we got to watch this carefully. All right, that is it for Crypto Talk for the day. For those of you who want to join our community, get back to the person who invited you, or go to ilca.app, ilca.app, and join one of our memberships. This is changing in January. I'm eliminating the platinum membership, well, in name only. The diamond membership for 115 will be moved as platinum membership. So it's only going to be gold and diamond. The gold will move from $49 a month to $99 a month. So it's just 99, 149 if you want to be a partner, 199. Those are going to be the new prices come January. And a whole lot more value added. And also I'm adding another tier in our affiliate commissions from 1 tier to 2. So you can get 2 tiers of commissions. All right, so that is it. I hope you learned something new. As always, that's the point. I'm always going to end. I got to play one of our ILCA songs. I don't know which one. It's on loop. And so shares advanced screen. What's going to happen next? Monday is our next Inner Circle Crypto Talk. So we'll be having a regular week Monday through Wednesday. So we will have our Diamond class Tuesday night and Wednesday night. But then everything's going to be different Thursday, because Thursday, that whole day I'll be traveling all day Thursday. So nothing on Thursday, no River of Money talk. Friday's Friday day off anyway, and nothing Saturday morning. But we will be streaming a lot. So you're going to see a lot of videos, a lot of streaming from the Pinnacle event in New Orleans next week. So just be on the lookout. We'll post up, especially if we say we're going to stream ahead of time. We'll make sure we post that in the Telegram groups for you guys to see. So with that, thank you guys for being here. Brandon Ivey out. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Bye-bye.
We don't wait here. We build it brick by brick. ILCA. Yeah. We really do this. Crypto minds, enterprise, unified. It's a family that'll rise every time. We are ILCA, where vision meets the grind. Crypto flows and teamwork grows. Yeah, we redefine. From dreams to plans, we walk that way. Empower the people, build a better day. Say Linda, Melanie, light the way. Rita, Patty, stay bold, don't stray. Kenny, Catherine, Joyce, we pray. We elevate each other, that's the ILCA way. Started from a blueprint, now we scale success. Turning passion into profit, never settle for less. We advise, we ride, embedded in the grind. With Brandon Ivey roots, vision sharp, soul aligned. No hype, no scam, just discipline and truth. Crypto literacy's the torch, and we light the youth. We help them launch, we help them scale. Bridge the gap from dream to sale. Tailor plans, real math, strategy deep. From the 9 to 5 hustle to that boss level leap. We link the funds, the partners, the fam, in the spirit of Ivy. Build who I am. Shout out to Leonard, wise mind on deck. Melly moving with that no regret check. Rita got the heart, Patty got the light. They don't just speak, they move to fight. We are ILCA, where vision meets the grind. Crypto flows and teamwork grows. Yeah, we redefine. From dreams to plans, we walk that way. Empower the people, build a better day. Say Lena, Melly, light the way. Rita, Patty, stay bold, don't stray. Kenny, Catherine, Joyce, we pray. We elevate each other, that's the ILCA way. Channing crunching numbers, keep the future clear. Catherine sees next year before it appears. Joyce with the calm in the storm. Pure soul, got in every mentee back to they go. This ain't just crypto, it's legacy breathing. Entrepreneurs rise, the system we feed it. Market analysis, strategy class. We ain't looking for permission, we just pass the glass. Every plan's a brick, every win's a stone, every fail's a step. We don't build alone, we don't chase trends. We build foundations, rooted in power, love and liberation. Hey. It's not about hype, it's about helping others rise. It's about a village of voices, climbing as one. That's what Brandon Ivey taught us, and that's what we live. We are